Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Badger stream. My name is Adam. I'm the community manager of Franchise Hockey. With me, as always, and not digitally pictured on your screen, is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with a brand new streaming series. We're finally in 2024, 2025. It's Sweet Home Chicago, Chicago Blackhawks 2024-2025 season part 1. Jeff, we've returned to the future after years of stuck in the 60s and 70s
Yep.
to find Chicago as a team.
Yeah, had a pretty successful run as the California Seals / Cleveland Barons. How many was it? 4 Stanley Cups before finally going out of business. And now we got an even harder challenge because we're stuck with this thing. Connor Bedard, and that's about it. Well, Spencer Knight, I guess. So we should probably just go over what happened to the Hawks in real life this year. Wasn't very pretty, second to last overall in the league. Ryan Donato had a big comeback year. Connor Bedard continued to progress. Other than that, it wasn't great. A lot of older guys dropping off, traded away some of their talented guys in their early 30s to get some to build up the team for the future, which does leave us one really nice thing. If you check the team data screen, the drafts for the next 3 years. 2 first rounders next year, 2 second rounders. Following year, 2 first rounders and 3 second rounders. Year after that, a first rounder and 2 second rounders. So we have a stupid amount of early draft picks coming to us in the next 3 years. We just have to not get fired before then.
Yeah, I will point out we are using post-trade deadline rosters.
Yeah, these are the updated rosters. So we've got the this isn't the season start roster. So we've got things like the night trade and no more Seth Jones, et cetera, et cetera. The good thing is the owner is realistic. Just don't finish last, basically. So stay ahead of San Jose. That's about all we've got to do. Still, there's changes here. I think we should be moving the rebuild project along a little faster than the Hawks are actually doing. Don't really see why we want to keep around guys who like Martinez. It's 37, Maroon 36. Although I'm not sure we can get much for him. Nick Foligno, the captain, he's 36. You want to keep a few veterans around so it doesn't completely go off the rails. But I think we have to get yet even younger than they are here. Tyler Bertuzzi, what do you think about him? Keep or look at moving at some point?
I think if we could move him, that would be an amazing thing to do.
Yeah. So I think first thing, I did go through I checked through our staff, and that's set up more or less properly, so don't really need to look at that. The scouting situation is, the staff is set up, has enough assistant coaches, plenty of scouts, and I think everybody is more or less appropriate here. Do we want to pick out who we want to put on the trading block to begin with?
Well, just everyone. TJ Brody, because I think just about every single Chicago fan sounds like they want to fire him into the sun. Alex Martinez is retiring anyways in real life, so I might as well put him up.
Yeah.
Pat Maroon, Bertuzzi, Andreas Athanasiou.
Yeah, he's really full. He had a decent rookie year, and then he just seems to have faded after that last couple of seasons.
Yeah, maybe your old friend, too.
My old friend Dickinson, you mean?
Oh, no, I was the other one. Just above him.
Athanasiou's above him on my screen.
One more up there, Jeff.
Oh, Mikheyev, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if Canucks fans know, and Leafs fans too, I guess, if you got Ilya Mikheyev on your second line, it's not a good situation. He does back check. That's about all I can say for him. But you can,
other than that,
second line production. I didn't put Bertuzzi on yet. We'll leave it for now because we've got. Here's the. Oops, wrong screen. On the free agent center, you can see a ridiculous amount of cap space right now. So we can sign a lot of players. I don't think we really want to sign free agents in this situation because we've
Yeah,
got our
Smelly
own
Wrestling Geek.
young guys coming up.
If I didn't say this, said Hawks simmed rather surprisingly well for him. Uh,
Yeah.
I think the biggest need is defense. So if there was a free agent defenseman,
Which
like, would it be crazy to sign Mark Giordano?
probably, yeah, two-star defenseman who's 40 years old. That's not really going to add anything. When we've got even 1.5-star
Well,
guys that are half his age, literally.
if
And
you're
two-star
willing to
guys.
put up or put out in a bit of a project or reclamation project, you could sign Wade Allison too. Ad.
Uh, see, left defense or right defense? I can't remember.
No, he's not defense. He's forward. He's a
Oh,
winger.
yeah. For he must be way down there.
No, he's a two-star guy. He was right near the top if you search by ability.
Oh, yeah, I didn't have it sorted with that. Still 26. That's relatively old for us.
Yeah, well, we need some veterans.
Yeah, we got some veterans. Okay, I'll sign Lucic.
Okay. Well, again, you look at
That's
our
kind of
depth, it's not
stability.
not great.
Yeah. Well, I
Smelly
think,
Wrestling Geek says he had two hot goalies. Well, hot goalies are going to help a lot.
yeah. We do also have coming up, we're almost to the prospect tournament, so let me advance a couple of days. And we can at least get familiar with some of our young guys.
Okay, I'm just looking. We don't have a ton of forward depth, actually. I mean, we have some, but
I think we've got, but a lot of it is still in junior college.
well, that's why a guy like Wade Allison would make sense.
But our prospects tournament roster, let's see, 2, 6, and 12 were allowed. We're going to prioritize our own guys here. I'm just gonna find the guys there. Actually, no. Wait. The way I should filter that is use that button. There we go. So Comesso for sure, and I got one college goalie who's 23 and still half a star. So I don't think him, and I think Jan will be the other goalie.
Smelly Wrestling Geek also says, I've recently taken Columbus to back-to-back Stanley Cups and lost both in 7 to Nashville and Utah. Utah completed a reverse sweep in my most recent appearance. Ouch. That one hurts.
Yeah. So what I'm setting up here is the prospects tournament, new thing we added a couple of years ago. I don't think we've actually done a prospects tournament in the stream yet. But you can pick out your own young players, and you can also invite free agents as well. But I think I'm going to stick to only using my own guys because we really want to get familiar with some of these guys. Recent draft picks, guys have been in the minor leagues a year or two. I think we're leave it with a maximum age of 23. Four more. and the team will use in the prospects tournament. The team will use the current tactics settings for your regular roster. We sort of cheat on this and just sort of use the default team roster instead of having a whole separate tournament and appointing players to it. So you can see everybody has got the PT label there that we've added, and that's 20 players. Yes, it is.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
But, Jeff, as you're doing this, I have to ask a very important question.
What would that be?
Are the Canucks in real life going into full rebuild?
I have no idea. I mean, the stuff that's been coming out in the last couple of days. First, let's trade for the Hughes brothers, and wait, no, that's tampering. We can't say that.
It just sounds
like then maybe Quinn Hughes is going to be leaving, and then it just.
Do you have a coach? We don't know. Do you have your star defenseman? We might trade him.
Okay, so first game of the prospects tournament, we wound up losing 5-2 to the Islanders prospects. Speaking of Canucks, Akuratu, whose brother is a Canuck, gets the first goal. But looking at the result here, Del Maestro and Allen, two guys who actually had a shot at the opening day roster. Wow, Del Maestro got lit up, 22 defensive game rating. Terrible.
Ouch.
Savoie, pretty good. Ratu, good offensively, bad defensively. Hayes and Camesso, not particularly impressive in goal. So not a good start to the tournament. Should show, yeah. And let's go day by day through it. So yeah, I got no idea what they're thinking in Vancouver. I know the change I'd like to make.
New owner?
Yeah, whole front office can go. And where's our game here? Let's sim the game against Seattle. And we lose again, 2-1 this time. All the scoring in the first period. Oh no, that's penalties in the first period. Scoring was all in the second, rather. And, well, okay, much better performance from the D in this game, at least. They're solid again. A fairly weak game out of the forwards. Oliver Moore, one of our better prospects, not having a good game. On to game 3 of the prospects tournament.
Well, I tell you, it is fun going to Jets playoff games.
I can imagine, particularly when they're winning. And we lose again, this time to the other bad team in the league, San Jose.
Well, Jeff, I only really go see the Jets win. So
yeah, they lost a couple of times when you were there this year. Okay, at least Frank Nazar with a good game. And again, the most of the young defensemen doing a little better. You're happy with the first couple of games results, I take it?
I mean, how can you not be? The team looked a little worried to start the first game. They looked still a little bit worried in the second game, but then they got settled in way faster. Be interesting to see how it goes tomorrow night.
Yeah. I haven't seen the score from the Oilers in the last little while. Are they still blowing it?
Last I knew it was 1-0, but that was a while ago.
And we get a win here at least. Close out the prospects tournament, 3-0 over Utah.
Checking for you. And it is 2-0 now.
Yep. Way to blow it, boys. So that's Comesso on goal for the shutout. Very nice defensive scores almost all the way through, except for Oliver Moore again. But reasonably good end to the tournament. And I'm just going to take a look here in the stat screen. If I set that view to preseason, oh no, I thought we had it set to.
Another Russian Geek says the Kings have been playing good since the deadline. I've been playing better than that.
Okay, no, I'll go. I think we got that set up as a separate tournament. That's why it's not going to show up in the.
Actually, it's funny though. The Kings at home are really good. The Kings not at home are way less scary for whatever reason. Like you look at their stats, and they're under 500 away from home, I think.
Which is good for you guys if you eventually get them, because you got home all the way through.
It's a long way to go for the Jets yet.
A lot of money for you, too.
Money? Nah, that's...
Oh, you're selling body parts now? Are you down to that?
No. It's all paid for already, kind of. Not really, but my tickets are guaranteed. But the only way they're meeting the Kings is in the third round.
Yeah.
Which, see, I don't get why people talk about, like, the conference thing about being upset about, like, how Dallas and Colorado are playing in the first round. But I said there was, let's listen to, I think it was the NHL Network weeks ago, and there was a Dallas fan complaining about it, and the guy, I forget who was talking, but he goes, well, okay, hold on a second. He goes, you don't want Colorado. He goes, so if it was in the old format, it would be Dallas versus Edmonton. You want Edmonton? The guy's like, oh, absolutely not. It's like, well, that's kind of how it goes. Like, it's one or the other. You can't have both. But my bigger issue is, why isn't in round 2, why isn't it reseeded?
Yeah, it's been a while since they've done that in a second round, hasn't it?
I know, but like,
Yeah,
what?
but...
Not in the sense of like, but I mean, like, if, say, Minnesota comes back, and after watching highlights of the game, because I did not stay up that late to watch, because again, stupid start times. If Minnesota beats Vegas, how is Winnipeg not playing Vegas in the next round? Like, to me, that's what should be happening. If Winnipeg wins, excuse me. If Winnipeg holds on to win, Minnesota wins. But in that scenario, it's Minnesota plays, a current scenario, Minnesota plays the winner of LA, Edmonton. Like, that's weird to me.
Okay, top selling jerseys for August. Naturally, none of ours are in there. And let's set up the monthly budget. We're still in September, so I do need to bump up the scouting, and we've got a pretty healthy starting amount, so we can afford to spend big. Just won't do too much on the game promotions, and team morale doesn't need to be all the way up yet. And just an Olympic qualification tournament. I can leave that alone. And when does the preseason start? 3 weeks, so we should set up the training here. I think I made a few roster moves before we started, just to get roughly the 23 guys we want to start the season with on the roster. But let's just see if there's anybody else that I should call up. And we do have a few guys starting the season on the injured list. Shea Weber, who's obviously finished, he's just on the roster for cap reasons. Brossois, who missed the whole season, and Loshunov, who was who came back fairly late this year.
Yeah, so I had to step away for a second. Smelly Wrestling Geek says, I like the new playoff system. I do too, to a point. I like the rivalries. Although I kind of wish only 2 spots were reserved in each division, not 3. But the worst part is the Central constantly gets screwed.
Not like the Pacific does much better.
No. So let me rephrase. The Central gets screwed because of playoff times. Because I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
like last night
you
is the
guys had
perfect
really weird
example.
playoff times this year. You're right.
Like, well, this happened. This has happened to Winnipeg for the past few years too. They're like, oh, we need a Western game. Winnipeg's in Central Time Zone. We'll just start them at 9 o'clock at night. Like that's really hard knocking guys out of rhythm. Minnesota has to start at 11 p.m. Eastern, so again 10 Central. Granted, we're streaming right now, but that's not playing a hockey game. But all their fans not going to, or a lot of fans not going to stay up to watch that game. East Coast fans, that game's actually tomorrow. Jets game starts at 8:30 tomorrow night Central Time, which is still really late.
Yeah. Just setting up the training here, by the way. Before we go into training camp, just if you, just so people are playing this know, if you're, it's a good idea to set up your training before you get into training camp, because your players do get a big bump during camp, and if you've got the training set up before that, that will help with that big training camp increase or potentially decrease. But you do need to set it up beforehand.
Good to know.
So just picking on the key guys. Bedard, Nazar, the young defenseman. And leaving the older guys alone. I'm not going to try. You can use training to prop up an older player too, but that seems pointless for our situation. Let's do a quick run through the player roles, just to make sure everybody's in a sensible one. Martinez better at stay at home. Vlasic's fine. Yeah, Kaiser can stay immobile. Allen's okay. Del Maestro.
While you're doing that, Jeff, let me ask you.
Probably better to stay at home as well. Yeah, go ahead.
How you feeling about the PWHL going to Vancouver?
Yeah, we might actually have a team in the playoffs next year in Vancouver. Interesting that they're playing out of the Pacific Coliseum, too. I'm not sure what kind of physical shape that place is in anymore.
I find it odd that they're going to Vancouver.
Why? What would be what's odd about Vancouver? Oh, many
Just
things
the
are odd
distance.
about Vancouver, but specifically
No,
in this case.
Just the distance. Like they're trying to keep costs reasonable, I think, to make sure the league is successful. And now, I mean, you went from Minnesota, which was the farthest team away, to right across the country, right across the continent. And that maybe is a little worrisome.
And I'm going to put Bedard in a little more of a shooting role instead of being the setup guy.
But hey, maybe it works just fine.
Yeah.
Joey Veleno on as a second line center would be fine, I think. Or third line.
Is that rushing him a little bit, maybe? And set up the tactics as well, just to see. Just going to scroll through everything and see what fits the best.
I still remember when Joe Veleno was our top-ranked prospect in FHM for a few years.
Which game was that?
Ask me that. He's 24 now? Gotta be, what, 8 years ago, probably.
Yeah, quite a while back. Hasn't quite worked out that way for him.
Oh, no. But, I mean, he was one... was what, the only exemption guy who didn't go first over or in the top 3?
Just to
explain
what I'm doing here, I'm just cycling through the various tactical settings and finding one that ideally not too many guys are bad at, but the thing I really want is that Connor Bedard fits in it. because that's obviously who we're building around. Unless you had another plan, Adam.
You do you.
Oh, you think we should trade him? I'm trading to Vancouver if you want.
I don't doubt it.
You have to come out to deny
Ultimately,
that.
because what do you think of the PWHL's gold plan?
What's the gold plan? Don't know that.
Yeah, Spelly Wrestling Geek. I'm going to say I don't know. I can't think of what the gold plan is off the top of my head.
TV thing or?
Biggest
Okay,
speed.
so if something goes wrong with
Thing.
Bedard this year, we are in extremely deep trouble.
Well, yeah. Giga Speed says Kings have a shot to go deep this year. Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
agree. I think we were
Oilers.
talking about that last week, weren't we? We picked them to. I think I picked them for the conference final.
Well, I picked them to go through for the simple fact I think Ekholm not being on Edmonton hurts Edmonton worse than anything else.
Telling me Evander Kane isn't going to turn it around for them? You don't think so? Okay, that is the tactics set up, and I'm just going to have the AI do the lines with the tactics and all the roles in place and see what it gives us.
Giga Speed. That is the worst possible thing. Not Winnipeg, but Toronto. I have stated this before. Toronto winning the Stanley Cup would be the worst thing for Canada, the worst thing for Maple Leafs fans,
Okay, you're thinking Verlaine
and
on
the
the
worst thing
second
for the
lines.
NHL.
I'm going to lock him and Bedard into the first two spots, and Vlasic into the top defenseman spot. But everything else, I think we'll let float. Oh, don't really like how it's pushing Donato down so far.
Giga Speed, do you want to turn on Sportsnet? Or TS on, and every single time you turn it on, you hear, "Welcome to the home of the 2025 Stanley Cup
Oh,
champions,
God.
the Toronto Maple Leafs." And you'll hear that all the time for the next 5 years. You want to hear that? I don't want to hear that.
No, the Raptors, when they got the
No, you
Raptors, it was
don't.
only like 3 or 4.
Don't lie, Giga Speed.
Wait, do we allow Leafs fans in here? Don't kick them out,
Saying I should
Adam.
time him out.
It would be fun to see an all-Canadian final.
It would, but listen, Leafs fans aren't going to know what to do with themselves if they somehow.
Besides, the Leafs aren't even out of the
Linus
first
Ullmark's
round
got to
yet. There's
play a lot
still
better.
plenty of room for complete collapse when they go back to Ottawa. Montreal's been a bit disappointing. I thought they put up more of a fight than this.
Montreal looks like a team that's complaining. What I found is hilarious. I don't know if you saw this. Armia played one shift in the third period. Patrick Laine played 0.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Laine has a heck of a shot, but he's a terrible skater.
And
And I said it for years when Winnipeg traded him.
the whole effort thing kind of gets in there too.
No, I said, would you rather have Kyle Connor and Nick Ehlers or have Patrick Laine? Because that's probably what it was going to be.
Yep.
I think Winnipeg made the right choice. And it's the trade that keeps going. Well, that's exactly it. They're different kind of goal scorers, but Kyle Connor actually showing up to learn how to play defense is important. Every time he scored, sorry, on St. Louis's goalies whose name suddenly slipped my mind.
Bennington.
Bennington, I just laugh and I think, remember when Team USA sat him for the gold medal game? Instead played Chris Kreider for 6 minutes and it hurt Kachuk. Oh well, angry Kyle Connor, angry Mark Scheifele, and angry Connor Hellebuck are interesting to watch.
I mean, if Scheifele keeps playing like he is, you guys are going to go pretty far. It's going to be a good second round series, though, regardless of who comes up between Dallas and Colorado.
The series is not over with Winnipeg yet, and St. Louis yet.
Come on, start planning the parade route, Adam. That's the worst that could happen.
A lot of things. St. Louis is playing well, but what's hilarious is I go on and I just was reading how St. Louis fans were saying that, oh man, Winnipeg's trying to hit and knock down all of St. Louis's guys. And, being there watching the game, the St. Louis defensemen are absolutely mugging and just trying to destroy Kyle Connor and Mark Scheifele.
It's worked real well so far, hasn't it?
You go back and watch some of those highlights, just watch those two guys and watch what happens to them. It's nuts.
Okay, here we go. Finally around to the preseason start. And a few trades.
Oh, Smelly Wrestling Geek, I missed your message up here. He says, the gold plan is the plan for their format and draft order selection. For draft picks that incentivize teams not to make the playoffs to win. Not making the playoffs to win in order to get the number one pick. Oh, that's what you mean. Okay. I think it's interesting for that.
Preseason opener against the Rangers here. Just see how this goes. 4-2 win, surprisingly. Go ahead.
But if your team is bad, it doesn't help you get better.
One format I've seen suggested for the NHL is the way they should do the draft priority is at the end, have teams count the number of points teams get after they're eliminated from the playoffs, and the team with the most total points drafts first. So that gives teams an incentive to try after they're out of the playoffs. It also still gives an advantage to the worst teams because they're going to be going out first. It'd be hard to tank in that situation.
Maybe, but then you also have an incentive not to trade players.
Which is fine.
Well, the NHL likes their trade deadline. I don't know if that's good.
No, TSN likes their trade deadline. The NHL, I guess they get good TV ratings out of it.
Oh, you tell me the NHL doesn't love all this ranting and stuff right now?
Just need somebody to make a Luka Doncic trade that people can talk about for the next 6 months or so.
See what the GM said on that, by the way?
Which time? He won't shut up about it.
This last one, he's like, I didn't realize the fans were so attached to him. Are you...
So you traded him for a 31-year-old with injury problems?
Yeah.
And we win another 5-1 in the first period over Columbus. I mean, the other teams are trying. The AIs will be trying out younger guys in their lineup because it's exhibition season. We're kind of going with the A team here, but still off to a good start. Oh, Smelly Wrestling Geek, that is how the PWHL is doing. Okay, yeah, I get that. I do like that format. Let's swap a couple of guys.
There's pros and cons.
except for Maroon, because I don't even see why we should have him in the lineup. And the hot preseason continues. 4-3 win over Washington that time. So at least we'll be confident going into the regular season. Don't know if that'll count for much.
I heard.
I'm going to give Kaiser a little more time. And Columbus again, and this time 3-1 win. We're unstoppable in the preseason. Clearly going to win the Cup this year, right?
The year the Lions went 0-17 in the NFL, they won all 4 of their preseason games. Do with that what you will.
Well, that's not very optimistic. Is there any advantage to playing the games versus simming? Just faster to do it versus by, jumped ahead there. Mainly doing it in the streams. It's faster to get through a lot of games this way. Otherwise, it would take forever to get through season in the stream. But no, there's no real advantage to playing them out unless you're playing in the 2D mode and using the options that let you choose player actions and make tactical adjustments, that sort of thing. So you can fine tune if you're going to get that in depth to it. Yeah, it does give you a little bit of advantage to, assuming you know what you're doing, to play in 2D and play them all out. Ooh, and John Tavari's gone for 4 months for the Leafs. Oh, we did that.
We knocked him out?
Yep.
If Jeff goes 0-82, this would be an unforgettable achievement.
I think we're getting fired long before we could make it to 0-82. Okay, at least season ticket sales are relatively strong. And there we go. That's what we're looking for. The training camp development report. Vanek, nice. Our first round pick coming along pretty well. Bedard up 4 points. Maybe I'd like him to be getting a little more at this point. Nazar up a little bit. And then some of getting into the various younger guys, minor league guys, where you'll see more improvement. Some big improvements across the board. And
actually,
nobody headed downhill. That's good news.
That is good news. I'm liking this more and more. We should actually have an achievement called "There Was an Attempt,"
which would
for
be
going 0 and whatever in this season.
It would be too easy to tank, though. I mean, again, though, it would be hard to do without getting fired. Although you could cheat and turn the firing off.
Okay, what if you set it to be the same record as the expansion Capitals?
Or 1 point worse, maybe? We finally lost one to Minnesota. Oh, and lost Vlasic, too. That's not great. Oh, boy. Well, there's a fine start to the season, Adam.
Awesome.
Alex Vlasic, ruptured MCL, out indefinitely. So, time to start shuffling around the defense. Yeah. Not what you want happening in one of the final exhibition games. Depth chart-wise, is there anybody... Ooh, we're disturbingly thin at D. Two of those greens, Levshunov and Weber, aren't coming back anytime soon. I think I am going to have to. No, what I'm going to do is wait and grab a defenseman on waivers at the start of the season because we'll get a better one that way than we will signing a free agent now. I hope. See, I put
This could be a historical challenge.
I put Maroon in the lineup, and that happened. That's clearly his fault.
You signed Pat Falloon? Interesting, bold move.
His half-brother, Pat Maroon. Okay, we got some preseason trades happening as we get close to opening day. Oh, Matt Duchene going to Montreal.
Second round pick, interesting.
Yeah, seems about right.
Okay, go back to that Vegas trade. What was the Vegas trade? They made an offer.
Oh, trade proposal. Sorry, I didn't see that. So, well, they actually want Maroon, and they're offering Jakub Brabenec, who's, didn't have an impressive first year in the AHL, but unless there's something grossly wrong with him, 2.5 star potential.
Has some issues handling criticism.
So he's a little disloyal, doesn't like a lot of criticism, but he's also not a 36-year-old who's going to be done very soon. I'm going to take that trade.
Yeah, you're welcome. Cardinals fan, welcome. You're not a fan of Wayne's World? Is that it? Actually, Jeff, you know what? You really should have shown your correct age and probably been Clark Griswold.
What Chevy Chase must be how in his 80s? Yeah, he's got to be in his 80s by now. All the original SNL guys are. Oh man, we thin it.
You're making me look this up, huh? Yeah, I told you, sign Wade Ellison. He's 81.
I think everybody's going to be away on training camp tryouts.
You cannot root for the Blackhawks. Well, that's true. You don't have to root for the Blackhawks. You can just root for the Winnipeg Jets.
For a St. Louis fan.
Yeah, come cheer for the Vancouver Canucks. The Vancouver Canucks, yeah. Do that, but also for the Winnipeg Jets.
Okay, calling up Brett Staney to fill that extra roster spot. Not amazing, kind of hurts Rockford, but
I thought you were going to grab somebody on waivers.
As a defenseman. I don't want to take two guys. And get another win, 3-2 win overtime over Calgary.
Spencer Ned's going to be doing the heavy lifting here.
Now Bertuzzi gets hurt.
Oh, smelly wrestling geek from the top rope on you, Jeff. Cheer for a Canucks rebuild.
Starting to look that way.
It's going to be Elias Peterson and...
No, they got Pedersen to... They somehow convinced him to stay in Vancouver for the start of the offseason so he can do extra training so he doesn't have quite as much time to get out of shape in the offseason. Yeah, now Bertuzzi gets hurt and is going to be gone for 2 or 3 weeks, so injury list for him as well. And next guy up. Let's go with the lesser Ratu brother. So great preseason. Let's just wrap it up there and call to win for the season. We won't worry too much about what happens in the regular season, right?
Probably not. No, it should be fine.
Yeah, just ignore the fact that everybody's getting hurt and
To be fair, this is how you ended the
Oh,
California game, was trying to kill everyone.
the Sharks not getting off to a good start either. They lost William Eklund for 6 months, so they're keeping pace with us for the best lottery pick. All right, who needs a number? 24 is fine.
Alice is just dumping players, making some cap room. Jim Nill. Being vicious.
So Bedard ties for the preseason scoring lead with Sebastian Aho. And is the goals leader. Looks like that decision to have him shooting more. Actually, it seems like it's working out pretty well. Okay, only guys we got to worry about losing are Anderson and Sanford. Who cares? And I'll advance it one day and we should get the waiver list. How close is Martina? And Ron Martinez is almost back. So what we want here is a decent defenseman, ideally somebody fairly young.
It's asking a lot. Yep.
Yep.
Nothing. I thought I lost my internet connection there for a second.
Okay, ton of trades to start the season off. Wow, that's actually a freakish amount for this survey. Going to quickly skim through them and yell if you see anything that looks interesting.
It's a lot of goalies.
Mostly, just shuffling goalies.
A lot of
around.
goalies. That's way too many goalies.
Mostly just relatively minor moves on guys who are 3 to 4 stringers. Okay. So there's our waivers. Let's take a quick look to see if there's anybody really good forwards available. Ryan Suzuki. Trey Fitzwalansky.
Probably worth a claim.
Connor Sheary. Yeah. But Eric Brandstrom. That looks like what we're looking for. Let me just cut it down to the defenseman then. But I think he's the clear-cut best one there.
Former first-round pick who never really took off.
Joe Hickett's nice guy. My cousin's son played road hockey with him a few years ago. Or like was on a ball hockey team.
I mean, Vakanayan, or how do you say his name? I can't say his name. Down.
Where?
The Finnish guy.
Yeah,
Keep going down.
And there, yeah.
Bro. Yeah.
2-star potential. I think Brandstrom is pretty clearly the best guy there. Keller Rosen. He's 30 already. Anybody unusually young? No, in fact, Brandstrom's one of the younger guys on the list. I think we got to go for Brandstrom. Agreed?
I mean, I told you what my opinion was, but yeah, you.
Watch, we won't get him. Now, with our finish in the previous year, we should be right near the top of the priority list, unless San Jose tries to steal him. But advance a day. Let's see if we got him.
I don't know why he's passed through waivers so much. He shouldn't be a big issue.
And we got him. A few other stars make a claim. Utah goes for Joe Hicketts. So good thing we didn't. Oh no, we would have got him. And that many. Sharks go with Nicholas Mattinen. Defenseman played in Germany last year. And season preview. Are we a favorite? You think?
To finish in last, yes.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any of our names there. Oh, look at that. Joey Decord gets mentioned ahead of Hellebuck. And Allen goes out, and Brandstrom will go in. Brandstrom wants 26 and got it. Okay, how are we doing on time? Got a little time left. Play a couple of games here at least. So I'm thinking in general, just try to get out of the season. Probably try for a young, expensive free agent, youngish, expensive free agent in this offseason.
So Mitch Marner?
I got a bunch of guys wanting to change numbers. Fine. That would be a possibility, yeah. And Florida offering us junk for Brody? No. And Capitals trading Marashnichenko to Pittsburgh. I'm going to say if anything 70 points or better will be a success this year. Oh, and I think we do have the big gap in games here at the start of the season because of the European games. Jets traded away Shen. Got a 7th rounder for him, which to me seems like appropriate value. And coming up on the home opener, or at least opener against Utah on the road. First NHL game in Utah. Martinez doesn't quite make it to the opening day roster. Where did I wind up putting Saney? Ooh, on the first line. No, don't want that. And he's stuck in the screener role too. That's probably not where he should be. Up and down winger. Better. And first game of the season against Utah is a 2-1 win. Clearly on our way to dominating the league this year. Donato and Del Maestro getting what I think is his first NHL goal. Oh no, he got one last year. Oh no, that's this year's. That is his first NHL goal. Nice effort from the D. Well, Athanasiou didn't have a great offensive game, but was fine defensively. Knight played well. I'll take that. We got Winnipeg next. Chicago did not get a great schedule to start the season. Road trip right off the bat.
I don't remember. Yeah, that was the Chicago game was the Winnipeg home opener.
So I'm assuming you're at that?
I was.
And the Jets managed to get a 3-2 overtime win. Remember what the actual score was? Come on, you're
Let's
looking
say
it
like
up.
4-1. No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay, well, I mean, we get a point out of it. Not that bad. Team didn't play badly. But now we got Krasinski injured. Hip strain 1 to 2 weeks, so Allen can just go in for him. Not that big of a deal.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Okay.
What?
First game was a 2-1 win in overtime.
Oh, there we go. Pretty close to the mark.
Back-to-back overtime games to start the year.
Okay, so Oilers next. How are we doing fitness-wise? A few guys down, but nothing too serious. And I'll give Soderblom the start instead of Knight for this one. Yeah, that's probably what we're going to be seeing more of this year. 6-3 win for the Oilers. Did get an okay number of shots, but yeah, McDavid just ran us over, I think.
Okay, I'm not crazy. Their second game was 4-2, so I was actually close. I just got the games mixed up.
Yeah, 2-goal night for Connor McDavid, and it looks like Soderblom actually got pulled. Oh yeah, 3 goals in the first 6 minutes. That'll do that. So Knight didn't get a night off.
Knight couldn't go night-night.
So 1-1-1 to start the year. Not great, not terrible. And the Leafs want to make a trade. And yeah, no, not trading Martinez, even if he's done at the end of this year, for Dakota Mermis, who is already done effectively. And there we go. Martinez is back, so he goes in for Allen. Because Krasinski was in for him. Yeah, that's right. Just going to play up to the home opener, but how far out is that? The league did not give these guys a good schedule to start the season. Oh, there it is against San Jose. And 4-1 win against the Flames. A 2-1 on the road trip to start the season. That's pretty good for this team, better than expected. And we'll just play this home opener and then I think call it a stream. And the Canucks have started 0-3. Jets, Jets 2-1, not bad. Stars 4-0.
That seems wrong.
Panthers 5-0. Okay. Fitness looking good. And let's see how we do in the home opener against the team we'll probably be fighting for the last place with, and it is a 6-1 win. So clearly I've rebuilt the Hawks. Don't know what was so challenging about that. Donato with a hat or 3 points.
You mean after they got Spencer Knight at the trade deadline and like everything fell together?
Yeah, I don't. Okay, so if anything goes wrong from this point, it's obviously your fault because you'll be playing this game next week. So we can take a look at the stats to start the season. Okay, first 5 games, Donato, as he did in real life, having a comeback year. Athanasiou with 4 points. That's a bit surprising. Bedard only with 3. 10 penalty minutes, though. Saney, who was only on the team because of injuries, 3 points in his first 5 games. Not bad for him. No real complaints there at all. And Knight has started the season hot. So I think that went pretty well for us. Do you want me to put it back on the depth chart for the out?
Nod.
Go with the standings then. And I guess you want to wrap it up there?
Sure. So thank you very much for tuning in to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Franchise Hockey Manager, as well as twitch.tv/OODP Developments. However, with the playoffs on, our stream schedule may change slightly as games dictate more important things, because if the Jets are playing, we're not streaming. Sorry.
Which shouldn't be a problem next week because you are going to sweep the Blues, right?
That's... Ugh. No comment, Jeff. We've talked about this enough. So make sure you're following us on our social medias, which we'll get to in a few minutes. But all of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTB Developments, with stream archives going live typically at Saturdays at about 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for our European viewers. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. We're also on Bluesky as @Franchise Hockey. Find us on Threads, Instagram, or other social media platforms. You, of course, can come out to our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to the official forums, so you come talk about Franchise Hockey Manager, Out of the Park Baseball, Perfect Team Go, or anything else you wish to discuss. Jeff, did I miss anything?
No, but I did. I forgot we added the Prospects Tournament screen, which showed us the relatively weak finish in our... Missed that. But there, yeah, that is there. So I forgot about that. The start of the stream. But that's there. And a late shot on you from Smelly Wrestling Geek. Expect the team to be traded away in the next stream. Yeah, I'm pretty much expecting it. Or Adam will sign a bunch of 40-year-old free agents.
It's crazy how Connor Bedard ends up on the Winnipeg Jets.
Funny how that happens. Oh, he's up to 4.5 stars. I think he started at 4. But yeah, okay, we're going to a fairly successful start in our Blackhawks stream, so thanks for coming out. And we will see you back here a week from now.